Uh, First of all, thank you everybody for being here. This is just one of the webinars that we hold to try and give you additional information, especially if you're already an investor or if you're looking at becoming an investor. We want to keep you informed about what's happening at Target Arm. I'm going to do a little bit of an aside here into what's going on in the robotics, autonomy, and AI spaces, and then how they turn around and help understand what Target Arm's doing, because we're right in the middle of all that. So, hi, I'm Jeff McChesney, CEO and founder of Target Arm, and we enable drones to launch and recover from moving vehicles, whether it's air, land, or sea. Now, that may sound simple, but it solves one of the hardest problems in drone operations today, and especially at higher speeds. So throughout today, what I'll do is I'll discuss a little bit about what's happening to society with the rapid acceleration of, like I said, robotics, autonomy, and AI. And then what I'm going to do is open it up for questions. So if you have some questions, you can put them in the chat. Katie will go ahead and start collating those. And I'll answer those at the end, or we'll open it up for a direct conversation as well. Okay, so just a couple of slides. It's not a very long presentation for slides, although I am going to talk quite a bit to give you some color and background information. So with today's society, we open with one simple truth, and that is that autonomy is crossing from pilot projects and little teeny events to overall infrastructure becoming part of everything we do every day. And the reason isn't hype, it's convergence. Applied AI is now robust enough to perceive and plan in really messy real world environments. So let's kind of take a look at the chart that we have here today. I don't know, can you see my cursor on there? Okay, so when you take a look at the chart that's showing right here, is that there's applied AI in the yellow, and then in the orange is low cost sensors, and then we have edge compute is in the red. And these are three major components that are tied around AI and what it means to us. And it's the big thing that's happening in all of our worlds today. And it's having a big impact on robotics and autonomy as well. So these three things are accelerating in time. So the technology maturity is improving, and we'll just use that as a scale that one is fully mature. And we are already at this this is called an S curve. And we're at the inflection point where it's been accelerating, and now it's going into the mature phase. All three of these are maturing simultaneously. At the same time, robotics is maturing on that same curve. Drones are actually maturing on that same curve. And we've got the availability of autonomy, the whole autonomy capability that's happening. So we have low-cost sensors, which is LiDAR, radar, electro-optical, infrared. They become much more reliable and ubiquitous. And then you add the edge computing and the unbelievable power that's in small little devices today, into rugged capabilities, and you get robust, massive data centers that are being created as well. And so as these three curves meet and you switch from operations to autonomy at scale, and it unlocks safer and faster 24/7 workflows in logistics, inspection, and public safety. And for the military, it allows surveillance and effects, meaning weapons, closer to the point of need. Now, we have a bunch of policy tailwinds that are real as well. And there are two new executive orders that created in the mid-June of 2025 that opened up for drones in particular what's called beyond visual line of sight, BVLOS. And that rulemaking is out there right now, and it's expanding drone test ranges, and it's accelerating the safe commercialization of drones and advanced air mobility to be safe for society and safe for the public at large. The core message really here is that autonomy is not a gadget anymore. Pretty much everybody I know is dealing with both autonomy and robotics wherever they go, and they're also dealing with AI. And this autonomy capability is starting to permeate society, from your cars to flipping hamburgers to mowing lawns and beyond. So I'll try and ground this market data I'll try and ground what I've just talked about with market data and any policy signals that show up to show that autonomy on the move, which is where Target Arm comes in, is going to become the new normal. And so what ends up happening is that the drones are going to be able to launch and recover without stopping, which we're already showing we can do, and finally make autonomy continuous, not episodic. You're going to have it everywhere, and it's going to be a continuous part of your day-to-day routines. So let me switch slides here to the next slide to take a look at where the spending is going and where the markets are. So several market bands are heating up simultaneously, and I talked about that just a few minutes ago as well. First, the overall serviceable opportunity for autonomy enablement is already measured in the tens of billions of dollars, with meaningful early traction in defense and logistics. On the logistics side, drone package delivery is forecast to reach $5 billion by 2030. And automation is just cutting that time down and the cost down at the same time for that last mile of delivery. And you already can sense this. That's how we got from things taking a week to be delivered to 2 days to be delivered to 30 minutes to be delivered. And pretty soon it's going to be on demand and you're just going to be wondering where it is after 10 minutes. In the defense arena, autonomy is a force protection tool and it's a force multiplier. And it's shifting from dull, dirty work that's around for people to do things to keep people doing the mission that they're trained to do instead of flying a drone, trying to operate something manually. You're able to turn it over to the automation that's set up and the autonomy that's set up. Now, government policy is amplifying this demand with, I already mentioned the executive orders with Beyond Visual Line of Sight, but they've also created an executive order for drone dominance. And they're saying that we, the United States, want to bring back our drone dominance that we created, we invented, and we let leave the shores of the United States. They're all going to be coming back. And there's a whole environment of autonomous taxis that are coming, airborne taxis that are coming. They're already flying in the world. And the United States is one of the leaders in that, and you're going to see those show up relatively fast as well. So beyond the air side and adjacent sectors, we've got energy and utilities and critical infrastructure. They're all adopting autonomous inspection and reducing risk and replacing the laborious activities that people are doing. And even in space, we can take target arm to space. We've had one Space Force contract already to date. And that'll help us do debris removal in space, a very laborious task with hundreds of thousands of pieces of debris that need to be picked up over time, and we're making proposals to do that right now. The takeaway for investors and operators is the same. We've got multiple demand drivers, we've got clear rules of the road, we have maturing tech stacks that are creating compounding adoption cycles, and that's all going to happen in the next 24 to 36 months. It's going to come very, very fast for all of us. So I don't want to scare everybody, but all of the companies that I deal with, all the other CEOs that I'm talking to in our spaces of robotics, autonomy, and AI, they're all maturing to bring them into the marketplace right now this year. Okay, a couple of other things I'll show you, talk to you about, some of the societal impact of autonomy. The value shows up in real life. You're already probably, each of you is seeing things that are happening in your life. In cities, autonomy compresses your response times. Drones are delivering defibrillators or critical meds within minutes. And first responders are getting more tools that are available to give them eyes and ears around events that they've got to respond to, whether they're natural disasters or fires. In disaster zones, which I just mentioned, robots are reestablishing communications and they're mapping the damage from large forest fires, and they're ferrying supplies to people and delivering with vehicles that they can't go safely otherwise other than robots. In industry, autonomy is removing the friction. Inspections are occurring for all kinds of things like mobilizing cranes and not having to shut down lanes to do that. You're able to do it from the air and not from on the ground, even when you're driving. So lots of things are improving on the industry side as well. And I mentioned about the governance and where that's going with. The main part of governance that's going on is how do they bring all these new technologies into the public, not scare the public at the same time, and gain public acceptance. And that'll happen because you'll get more value having the autonomous capabilities than you would otherwise. Economically, autonomy shifts organizations from batch to continuous. And this is a major factor, that things that are happening one time in a batch, one after another, are just going to be happening all the time. So it's going to be 24/7 as these events end up occurring for you. And you'll be able to work with our systems, you'll be able to launch, recover, and redeploy without stopping. And that gives you that persistent sensing and capability and delivery of goods and services wherever you go and whatever you're doing. All of this is collecting data at the same time, which compounds into better predictions, better models, and better AI capability with higher uptimes and faster decision making. So the whole idea is that autonomy is, I say, quietly reshaping society, but it's probably getting pretty abrupt now because it's happening everywhere simultaneously. A year ago, it was quietly, but now I think it's getting a little bit more abrupt. But it's happening in all of our lives and increasing value across the board for many of us. Not to say that it's going to be the best thing over time, but it is what's happening. So where does target arm fit into this? Okay, so we're not a drone company, and I think we've told that to many people already. We're an enablement layer that turns anything that's moving, any vehicle, plane, train, car, ship, from land, air, or sea, into a mobile drone base. What that does is it creates new business models that don't exist today. It helps ones that currently exist, and it's going to develop new ones. And so what you see from the diagram here is that I'm saying that Target Arm can connect all of these physically. So digitally, we can connect all of these modes of transportation with logistics and goods and services. But now you're going to be able to do it physically. You're going to be able to move things without stopping, and you're going to be going where you want and getting what you need, and not really have to go to an address to pick it up like you do today. So our universal launch recovery platforms, both Radar and Tular, allow those drones to launch and recover autonomously at speeds. This is the main value proposition that we have at Target Arm. And you can do that in real conditions and without stopping. It's kind of like having a runway, but there's not a runway because it goes directly to the actual vehicle that it's heading towards. And what ends up happening is it becomes persistent. You're going to have this wherever you go, whatever you're doing, as we start expanding the number of nodes that occurred. If you think back about the internet when it started with digital information, it was one university sending a message to another university. And now we've got billions of transactions that are going on right now as things are happening. So it's an enablement layer that we're looking at. Okay, for industry, this means the last mile delivery without stopping and going. And the result is more uptime, fewer crews, and better data. And we Target Arm unlock that autonomy on the move. That multiplies the ROI for the companies that are using our capabilities. And we're getting lots of people talking to us right now about buying our systems as we've moved from the R&D side and prototyping into actually selling our devices and software, which we're doing today. Okay, here's what leadership looks like in practice. We've demonstrated the prototypes, and now we're actually moving into all of these various modes of transportation. And our approach is modular. We've developed kits that go on vehicles. We can move them between vehicles. You can bolt them on. You can strap them on. You can do whatever you like to do with them. And we've got the software capability that goes with it. We've got Radar and Tular as the hardware devices, and we've got Maestro and Tracker and TurboFly as our software capabilities. With AI enhancements coming that'll actually make those much better over time as well. So our vehicles, don't have to slow down. They don't have to surrender tempo of what they're doing. You don't have to end up surrender your tempo, and the persistence becomes a common factor for everybody that you can actually have things delivered, and the logistics and robotics and autonomy because of that convergence that's occurring. So we're already ready today. We're already delivering these kinds of devices out to the world for our customers. We signed our first customer earlier this year. We are taking calls in now. We're in negotiations with various other entities, which hopefully will turn into additional sales and announcements that we'll make over time. There's no guarantee of that, but it's definitely upticked in the last 30 days here as well. And from an investor perspective, our story is that we have repeatable unit economics across dual use markets, both the military and actually even across all our government, and also into the dual use markets like package delivery and first responders. So lots of things are happening, and we're the enablement layer to be able to do this. Okay, so that's we're Target Arm, and we launch recover drones from moving vehicles, and we do that autonomously. That's why you're here today, probably listening to me. But now I'd like to open it up and let you ask any additional questions you may have. And you can come off mute, or you can ask directly into the chat feature. And Katie, do we have anybody in chat? Any questions that I should respond to? And very much, I apologize for the technical delays in the beginning, but I think we got there.
We don't have any current questions in the chat or in our Q&A.
Okay. All right. Would anybody like to ask any questions? You can come off mute if you'd like it.
Hey, Jeff, J.O., if you're ready.
Hey, J.O., yeah, great. Good hearing from you. Thanks. Go ahead.
Man, this guy's come a long way. He and I were in the Air Force together and lived in Connecticut together when he came up with this idea. But the big deal that we're dealing with, my business, Jeff, we're dealing with small company clients that interface with government customers. And the big deal in our world, there's two of them, of course, but you know me well, and I don't want to put your audience to sleep. But the big deal is, of course, the Golden Dome, that is the SHIELD contract that is just coming out, and everybody's going hair on fire to get on the SHIELD contract. but also the Army's portion of that that's called the multi-domain resiliency zone, and the MDRZ. And the reason I mention that is that's a feature that uses target arm capabilities. And several times we've had briefings of how this happens. It all started at Army North here where I sit in San Antonio, but a whole bunch of the resiliency aspect of things where you guys could really help. And has that come up at all, or we're going to get that's way too broad, or I'll shut up.
Yeah, no, it's a great question, Jo. Thanks for asking it. So the thing that's going on with our Army contracts. Okay, so we have multiple demonstrations we've done with the Army. We just got back a month ago from the Michigan Army National Guard, 2 weeks out in the field. We did it maritime launching, ground launching. The main focus there was Overwatch, Army Overwatch. They're looking at trying to protect the troops on the ground in combat. They were not there looking at a CONUS perspective. Our additional Army contract, which we're working on, and we'll be going down for another event in October down in Texas, in your world, down near Austin, but not near San Antonio. And what we're going to be doing there is we're going to be demonstrating our Maestro software product, which will handle moving vehicles with our radar capability and multiple drones. So this will be a multiple drone keeping formation and station keeping. As the formation moves or makes turns, all the drones are reacting to it as well. So the Army focus that we have been contending with under contract even is that they're looking very, very close aboard. How are they going to fight a war in the Pacific? How are they going to fight a war over any other land area using small UASs while they're moving? We have not been engaged in any conversations yet about like putting our capabilities on trains for protection of the Golden Dome, whether you put them on semi-trailers. All of those are capable of we are capable of doing those things, but it hasn't trickled down for that dialogue to occur yet. But the key component, as you've already alluded to, Jo, is that we have the ability to launch and recover a drone while you're moving at all speeds, or most speeds that we're going to be dealing with on the ground environment. That is a unique value proposition that they are aware of, both in the Air Force and in the Army. And I would suspect that as those larger programs and the handling of the major policy decisions about how they want to actually protect that, and as you alluded to in the Army, that will trickle down and they'll say, hey, can you take your technology and work it over here? Just like I think is going to happen on the commercial side. The commercial side, we're going to start launching and showing that you can do package delivery, or we're going to start showing that you can do it for first responders, like fire marshals heading to a fire. And someone's going to see it and they're going to say, hey, what about X, Y, and Z? And then you're going to develop new capabilities or ask new use cases that don't exist today. So the short answer to your question, that was the long answer. The short answer to your question is that no one's talking to us yet about it, but I fully expect it.
Got it. Well, several companies want to call you, but you have so much on your plate. You know me well enough. I'll screen them and send them your way.
Great. Yeah, super. Thanks, Jo. Anybody else have a question they'd like to ask?
Maybe now's a good time to show our video.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, while you're all sitting there, I'll go ahead and show a video if I don't screw up the sharing again, because it's been kind of a problem. Let's see if it can you see that, Katie?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and play this. This is a video from our Michigan trip, and I'll just let it go. Okay. All right, I'll go back over here. And
So DB Frick asked, what is the investing minimum?
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So DB still there. So DB, right now we're currently running a campaign on Start Engine. I don't know how you came to us because we've got multiple channels which we put out there that the webinar was going on. Thanks for the feedback there on the video. We really like it as well. We got a couple of those coming. Katie and I have been working on some. We got some others that are coming as well over the next couple of months, very similar to that. But DB, on Start Engine, the minimum investment is just under $500. I think it's $498 that you can make an investment. So it's www.startengine.com. It's a crowdfunding campaign that we're running. I'm going to be moving from that crowdfunding campaign into a Series A capital raise, probably near the end of the year or the beginning of next year, which will be a much larger raise, going directly after venture capital companies as well. So a little right around $500 is the minimum investment. You can go up to right now about $4.8 million if you want to put that in. Any other questions? Okay, thanks. Okay, this is a question from Steve DePalmer, Rosie, and Rosie's asking right now, what's the if you didn't see it, what's the maximum speed we can do right now? The maximum speed that we've worked with Tular and Raylar has been actually the maximum speed of the drone. So we've been able to launch and recover. Sorry, we've been able to launch drones up to our maximum speed was me actually driving the vehicle was 72 miles an hour. That was the max we were able to get because the package delivery truck was governed at 72. It wouldn't go any faster. So we were stuck there. So 72 is the max launch. And then the recovery is the drone speed. So we did a test out in Nevada with the Special Operations Command where we were trying to actually explore that, Rosie. And what we did was at 45 miles per hour, the drone could just stay with the vehicle. That was the maximum speed it would do, but it didn't have enough excess power to actually find its way in and actually hold position. So we had to slow to 35 to actually let it come on in. So 35 to 40 is our maximum speed that our drones are capable of doing. We do have a new drone, an NDAA compliant drone that we built for our Michigan trip. We think that was going to be about a 35 mile per hour maximum as well. We're routinely operating at 25. So that's probably faster than most armies are operating, other than maybe an M1 tank on an attack profile. Other thoughts, questions?
Someone's typing.
Okay, good.
Geez, I couldn't type mine fast enough. Here's Jo again.
Okay.
So what's your status on all the various government grant, small business innovative research, or small business tech transfer? I see in LinkedIn every once in a while that we just got another one, and here's two more. So it sounds like you're doing great. Are you staying in that focus, or are you moving away from it?
Yeah, so it's a great question. So we've had 10 SBIR and STTR contracts to date, 6 phase 1s and 4 phase 2s.
Awesome.
What these are, small business innovation research and small business technology transfer research programs are run by for those who may not know, the Small Business Administration. It's about $4 billion a year. It's designed to innovate across the United States, both in research organizations as well as agencies within the United States government. Those programs are given to the agencies through the Small Business Administration and then administered by those agencies. DoD has about $3 billion of that out of the 4. Other agencies like Department of Homeland Security and others get some of it, but nowhere near the extent of the DoD. Those programs helped accelerate us early. We're currently on a SBIR phase 2 with the Army. It's a $2 million contract. We've got another 18 months to go on that contract. We're now in a program called X-Tech Search, which is another Army program, which leads into another opportunity for a direct to phase 2. And we're competing on that right now as a finalist. And next month, like I said, we're going to go down to Texas and actually demonstrate for the Army Futures Command, the Human Machine Integration Summit 5 that they're going to be at we're actually going to be demonstrating for all of the VIPs there. So we're still in that world, Jo. Again, giving you a long answer to try and educate other people. But we're right at the edge, Jo, where we need to start moving to phase 3 and OTAs and other vehicles. So we're in dialogue right now. As I alluded to, Katie and I are talking to other entities at greater opportunities. We do have a commercial contract, so we're outside the DoD already.
Sure.
And we expect that to actually ramp up throughout the rest of this year and into next year. So we're into full commercial sales and DoD sales for that matter. We'll probably start listing our price listing on various government vehicles like IDIQs and other programs like GWACs and others.
Yep, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. There was another question that came in the chat there. I didn't read it all. Yeah, so both of our hardware products, Raylar and Tular, are designed to be drone agnostic. They're vehicle agnostic. You can put it on anything. And they're drone agnostic. You can put on anything that can carry it. Let me caveat that. You can't put it on on a small little device. So if it fits on there and you can bolt it down or strap it down, it's good to go. Both devices, the Raylar arm in particular, is designed to handle any drone, but we have to make sure that it has minimum capabilities. So you have to be compatible and certified on Raylar. And right now, we've only been working with one commercial product out of Greensight, and we've got our product that we've developed that you saw in the videos. We developed that NDA drone to do testing, and sure enough, as we sold our first Raylar, they wanted us to sell the drones to them as well, which we weren't planning on, but we did. So we could develop it for other drones. We could take a Teal drone, a Skydio drone, and integrate it relatively fast. It has to have enough compute on board. So it has to have enough capability to carry our software. Currently about 4,500 lines of code that it would run. And if it can do that, then we did need to make sure it has the right sensors on board, and then it's compatible. So the answer is yes, both fixed wing and rotary wing. We haven't done much in the fixed wing arena because we're under contract for rotary wing. And that the rotary wing contract we have is to build magazines with the Army. So one contract we're working on is the Maestro software product to do multiple Raylars with multiple drones. And the second one is to take Raylar and put magazines on it. So one Raylar would handle up to, say, 20 drones coming out of the magazines, and then recover those, reload those, rearm those, relaunch those, and put them back out into either an ISR position, which is surveillance, or loitering munitions, which would be lethality. Any other questions come in? Anybody else have another question?
After that, we have about 10 minutes left as well.
Okay.
Somebody's typing though.
All right, I'll wait. Sure. Asking about the commercial contract. So we signed a commercial contract with a company called Recon Rig. Recon Rig is a Airstream trailer outfitter. And they started, and they've done the last 10 years taking Airstreams and retrofitting them for high net worth individuals. And now what they're doing is they're being asked by these high net worth individuals to ruggedize them. For Armageddon scenarios, or that the world's coming to an end, and there's apparently a really big demand for people that want to be able to do that. Every one of them, as they started doing their initial market research, was asking for having drones on them while they're driving around. So they wanted drones on the move, and they wanted to be able to park their trailers in austere locations, have defensive perimeters set up with the drones. And to use those. And so we're developing an integration into the trailers as part of the retrofits into the Airstreams. Other thoughts, comments? Okay, if there's nothing else, thank you very much for your time coming today. Hopefully, we got no one? Okay, hold on then. Oh, just thanks. Okay, yeah, you bet, DB. Thank you. Thank everybody for being here today. Very much appreciate it, and we'll continue to do these about every month or so. And we just want to make sure that you've got the right information, either as an investor already or as a potential investor that Target Arm is on the move. And we really are on the move right now. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks, guys.